Okay, good afternoon everyone. This is the second event after the drama, and very much like yesterday when we had Kalyanam of Perumal as envisioned by Swami Desikan. We have Kalyanam of Perumal that is envisioned by our Azhwars in Aarav. So right now the Azhwars that enjoyed Kannan's Kalyanam, the same set of Kalyanams by four different Azhwars, by these gem of a kids, four different kids that have made their research and they have come forward with the anubhavams of the same Kalyanagunam by different Acharyas, different Azhwars exactly, is what we are going to see. Raghav and Aarav, the first two people, are going to be doing Periazhwar's anubhavam. Then yourself?
Thirumangaiazhwar.
No, your name?
Swetha.
Swetha is going to be doing Thirumangaiazhwar, and Neela is going to be doing Aandal. Neela is going to be doing Nammazhwar, and Suparna is going to be doing Aandal. So since she was just like Aandal, I thought you were going to do like Aandal. But
Nammazhwar is also like that.
Nammazhwar is also like that. Very nice. And then this Abhay Mudra will also be there. So very nice. Anyways, the dressing is so apt that I really mistook her for Aandal. So anyway, we have Periazhwar, Thirumangaiazhwar, Nammazhwar, and Aandal. So with this, what we are going to do is take a set of Kalyanagunams, three pillars of Kalyanagunams, majorly divided into three sets, and see how these Azhwars have envisioned our dolai kannan under those Kalyanagunams. So these kids have done excellent research, and you will be so amazed with each one of them. And I have just reviewed all of their material. It's beyond amazing. So I say you pay attention to each Kalyanagunams they say and the references they say. We'll be stopping between each Kalyanagunams just to make sure that you guys get all the information that they have collected to share with you. And let's go one by one and make it like a discussion very much like yesterday. The only difference being yesterday was Swami Desikan's take and today is Azhwar's take. So with that, with Acharya taking, we'll start the evening for today. Srimad Raghav Bhagavan Tadhyam Srimad Veerabhutraha Tirvirpadara Vindashayam Srimad Vedavansa Deshe Dehe Karunya Vikshaspadam
योगिनं वेदान्तदेशिकेन्द्रकटाक्षब्दत्रय्यन्दसारमणवद्य गुणमुदात्र्यं नारायणादिर्दिव्यमाक्षिषतं श्रीरङ्गनाथेश्वरमाश्रयामः
So the three major segments we might be looking at today is the first segment being Saushilyam and Saulabhyam. The second one, as envisioned by each one of them, is Vatsalyam, Bhogyatvam and Daya. And then the third one is Rakshakatvam and Saundaryam as a part of Vatsalyam, and also from Paratvam, Rakshakatvam leading to Sharanam. So now let's start with Raghav Swami, and he's going to talk about Periazhwar. Periazhwar's anubhavam of Navneet Krishna.
So today we're going to be talking about Aarav anubhavam with dolai kannan. So our Periazhwar is not only has he just done about kannan, he's talked specifically about our kannan in certain pattas. For instance, we can take in his Modal Patta, Aram Tirumari, Viya Udal Badai Tunda Mani Vaira Uri Doruri Palavala Nilayadan Mel Vaya Uyoga Tuil Konda Paramparane Pangayanil Nayana Tanzanameniane Sayavallina Halam Sevamena Karudi Silva Uri Mahara Kaditi Gardilaha Ayayana Kurigal Adega Sangirai Ayaregal Pore Adegava Adegave. In this patta, he talks about how kannan is dancing. Adiga Sangire. So he's saying that with him and all the gopikas in the Ayat party, Thiruvayal party, Vrindavan, he talks about how he dances, the way he dances, the leelas that involve his Tiruvadi. And so from what we can see here is not only is Aarav talking just about kannan, he's talking specifically about his tiruvadi. So we can see here that he is doing Mangalashasanam to his tiruvadi, and he talks about how his tiruvadi is shaped. நம்முடைய நாயகனே நான் மறையின் பொருளே நாவியுள் நற்கமல நான் முகனுக்கு ஒரு கால் தம்மனையானவனே தடவியதன் புறமும் தாரகையின் உரமும் தடவியதன் புறமும் பிம்ம வளர்ந்தவனே ஏழமும் வேள்விழையும் இரவிய வேலைதனுள் வென்று வருபவனே அம்மையனக்கொரு கால் ஆடுக செங்கீரை அயறுகள் போரேரே ஆடுகவா ஆடுகவே. So what he talks about is நம்முடைய நாயகனே, our kannan, நான்மறையின் பொருளே நாவியுள் நற்கமல நான்முகனுக்கு ஒரு கால், one leg is up, ஒரு கால் தம்மனை ஆனவனே தடவி அதன் புறமும் தாரகையின் உரமும் தடவி அதன் புறமும். So he talks about how one leg is up and the other leg is down, and the way he dances. So like how Swami Desikan says Navanita Natyam, this is the Navanita Natyam that Periazhwar has said before about our kannan. He has also talked about just about him eating kannan. In the Rendam Pattu Umadam Pasram, என்னை விழுங்கியதன் களத்தை விற்பிடையிட்டதன் ஓசை கேட்கும் கண்ணபிரான் கற்ற கல்வி தன்னை காக்ககில்லோ முன்மகனை காவாய். In this he talks about how his hands, he takes the vene with his hands, viringa, as in he takes it fully to the point where he can have like the full ball of vene. And so what we can see here is Aarav Mangalasasanam, the kannans, Varada Karangal, which has, so in his right hand he has the Varada Hastam, and that Varada Hastam he has the Navanitam. And in this Navanit, in this Pattu, we can see that he does Mangalasasanam to his Navanitam. So what we can see from all of this is not only Periazhwar is what a great Arvan has talked about kannan, he's also talked about how he has our kannan's relays, and he has talked specifically about our kannan's Trimeni, his Vigrahamurti, and everything that has to do with our kannan. Therefore, nobody else can do Mangalasasanam to our kannan as much as he can. Vidar Kita Simhaya Kalyana Gunasayine Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Vadipivasiro Panga Panchanana Parakrama Sriman Venkatanathārya Srim Vijayadātvi Sri Ramanuja Siddhanta Nirdhārana Ganandharaha Adivanshadava Yetindra Jayadātvi Srimate Sri Lakshmi Nrsimha Divya Paduka Sevaka Srivan Shatakopa Sri Narayana Yadindra Mahadesigamaya Namaha Srimate Srivan Shatakopa Sri Namata Yadindra Mahadesigamaya Namaha.
So the best part about what Raghav mentioned here, just to summarize, is how exactly our Navanita Krishna has a ball of butter in one of his hands, and he has one leg crouched, the other leg lifted, is exactly how Periazhwar has described kannan in his imagination. So the appropriateness of this pasaram that Raghav picked up is also very good. Thank you so much, Raghav, for taking the time. You have the right material? Okay, very good. Yes. Saushiliyam Saurabhyam.
Namaskaram everyone. Today I'm going to present how Periazhwar enjoyed Perumal and Kalyana Gunams through Nalayana Divya Prabandham. The first Kalyana Gunam I'm going to highlight today is Saushiliyam, meaning divine simplicity. For this I'm going to recite the verse Tirupallanda Pasuram. Pallanda Pallanda Pallayra Tanda Palakodi Noraidam Mallanda Tintor Manivanna Un Sevadi Sevi Tirukappu. Did you all think this Pasuram is about Mangalasasanam? You are right, but Periazhwar sees Perumal's Saushilya Gunam in this Pasuram. How? When Periazhwar sees Perumal, instead of asking for blessing and protection from Perumal, Periazhwar blesses Perumal, saying, "May you live for many, many years."
Saushiliyam is not just
Saushiliyam is not just divine simplicity, It's the supreme power. Freely mixing with the Bhagavatas without losing his greatness.
Very nice. That's very nice. Thank you for some.
Question. Can you love someone so deeply that you just see them everywhere? Like not when just you're praying, or not just at the temple, but everywhere. In lightning, in rain, or in a little kid laughing, or in your mom's face when she looks at you. Thirumangaiazhwar could. And honestly, that's what makes him so unique and special. He wasn't born a perfect saint. He was a warrior, a poet, someone who lived in the real world, made mistakes, and had a real life. But somewhere along the way, Kannan walked into his life and just never left. So today, I'm not going to just recite pastimes. I want us to actually feel what Aarav felt. So let's start at the very beginning of Periazhwar, Vadi Nen Vadi. In these verses, Aarav is at his most honest. He's tired. He's exhausted from living in this world. And he's just crying out to the Lord. Vadinen, Vadi Varandinen, Manatal, Peranduyar Idambail Pirande. And then he says, Nadinen, Nadinan Kandagunden, Narayana Ennum Namam. Here we can see Perumal's Kalyana Gunam, Saulabhyam. Who responds to Kalyan's cry? Krishna. Because Krishna is the most approachable form of Perumal. He's not distant. He's not formal. He's the one who comes running when you call. In Padigam 10.10 of Periazhwar, Aarav brings us something incredibly tender in Tirthai Sampotte. Kottai palli kuti, Kudamadi ulagaladar mattar Pungural Madhavanai vara. Kottai palli kuti. Here Aarav is picturing Krishna as a tiny child. He calls him Kutti, the little sweet boy of Yashoda who's dancing with the pots. He's measuring the universe with his tiny feet. He calls him Madhavan, the name that connects the same little butter-stealing child to the Lord of absolutely everything. That's the genius, Kalyan. In one pasuram, he holds both the child and the cosmic Lord in the same breath. He becomes a tiny child dancing with the pots in a cowherd village. The Lord of the universe is choosing to be small. That is Saushiliam at its complete most. Now before I go further, I want to mention something really special. Thirumangaiazhwar didn't just visit any temples. He's specifically saying about 5 Divyadesams that are all named after Kannan himself, what we call the Pancha Krishna Kshetrams. These include Thirukkannamangai, Thirukannangudi, Thirukkannapuram, Thirukkapistalam, and Thirukovilur. Every single one of these names carry Kannan right inside it. Aarav wasn't just traveling. He was following Kannan's footprints from one place to the next, as if Krishna had left his name written on every temple just for Kalyan. This is a clear reference of Kannan's Saulabhyam being the most approachable form of Perumal. And then, in Padigam 9.1, Vangama Munnir, Kalyan arrives at Thirukkannangudi. He says in every pasuram, Thirukkannangudi Nindrene, he who stands at Thirukkannangudi. And again, Kalyan's refrain in every pasuram is the same. I found him, I saw him, he is here. It is like Kalyan is leaving us a trail, temple after temple.
Thank you so much. This was slightly different from what everybody had done, very special. And also the way she brought out how the Perumal and the baby is in the same form for Saushiliam and Vatsalyam. That's fantastic. So great work, good round of applause, and over to Nammazhwar team Neela right now.
Thank you, Mama. Namaskaram. Today I'm going to talk about our Swami Nammarvar's anubhavam with our beloved Kannan. Before I dive into the topic, I am going to talk about 2 unique babies. The first baby, when he was born, the lifeless things came to life, and the things that had life became lifeless. You might be thinking, "Yenna inga ponnu solra?" Well, when this baby was born, all the soldiers outside the prison fainted lifelessly like wood, and the things that had life, like doors, locks, and handcuffs, unlocked, even though no one unlocked them. Do you you know who this baby is? This baby is none other than our kannan. Now it is time for the second baby. So let me ask you all a question. What do you think a normal baby does as soon as it's born? Does anyone want to answer? Yes, it will cry. Yes, that's right.
You'll ask for cell phone.
Yes, those are all correct answers, especially Mama's answer. Yeah, but that's also a very correct answer. The baby cries. It wants its mother's affection, and most importantly, it wants to drink its mother's milk. But this unique baby, as soon as it was born, it did not cry, it didn't sleep, it didn't even move. It didn't do any normal things a small newborn would do. This baby sat under a magnificent tamarind tree in meditation. That second unique baby is none other than our Swami Nammazhwar. Now, let's get into the topic of Nammazhwar's anubhavam with kannan. But I want to ask you all another question. Who is Nammazhwar? Does anyone want to answer again? Yes, he's an Aarav. Does anyone want to answer? Yes, he is Shatagopan. Yes, he is an Acharya. Those are all correct answers as well. But I want to tell you all something. If I ask you, Yana eppadi irkum, or if I ask you, eppadi andha mara irkum, you can all show me. But if I ask you how Krishna Bhakti looks like, well, Krishna Bhakti looks just like Nammazhwar. That's why Nammazhwar is called Krishna Trishna Tattvam. Nammazhwar is nothing but a personification of Krishna Bhakti. Nammazhwar was born 45 days after Kannan left for Vaikuntham. Nammazhwar felt deep sorrow upon realizing that he had missed Kannan by a mere 45 days. Now let's see why Nammazhwar is called Krishna Trishna Tattvam. Let's take a pasuram. Kannan kalalinai nannum manamudayir ennum thiranamam dinam naraname. In this pasuram, Nammazhwar tells us how to attain Kannan's lotus feet in very simple ways. For example, say Kannan's name like a small baby calling its mother. The small baby calling its mother, Amma, Amma come here, Amma do this for me. So just like that, with our daily routine, we can say Kannan's name. When we are waking up in the morning, we can chant Hari 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 Hari, Hari Hari Hari. When we are eating pizza, pasta, or any type of food, we can chant Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. When we are going to work or going to school, we can chant Keshava, Keshava, Keshava. When we are finally wrapping up our day and going to sleep, we can chant Madhva, Madhva, Madhva. This way, we can bring Kannan into our day-to-day life so we can be a part of his life. Just like my Akka said, when we are talking about Perumal, we should always talk about Tayar with him. So we should always say her name as well. In this pasuram, Aarav talks about Sosilium. In the next pasuram, Aarav says, Nadir na thorum, vada malar konde, padir avan namam, vide peralame. Every day we should offer Kannan fresh fragrant flowers and sing his names so we can reach him. When we offer flowers and do Nama Sankirtanam, we can easily attain Kannan. Well, what is a Nama Sankirtanam? Lots of people will say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and lots of people will sing bhajans. But what is the best Nama Sankirtanam? My Amma Appa always say the best Nama Sankirtanam is reciting Desika Stotra and Desika Prabandham. Like, Meenodame Keril Kolariyai, Vanar Kuralai Marupade Muniyai, Pinnumiramal Iravarai Paril, Tunya Paramti Tuvare Mannarumai, Kalitavar Tarulum Kalkiyai Matram. Ramadaitaranga Mana Krishna Vishnu Hare, Trivikrama Janardana Triyutanata Narayana. This can be our Nama Sankirtana, reciting Swami Desika's works. are on similar to how Nammazhwar mentioned here. In this Pasanam, Aarav talks about Solcilium, mixing freely with all.
Today you had brought out questions to the audience, and also how Nama Sankirtanam forms a part of Socialium, where Perumal comes down and reaches to the devotees, and it was a very lively, very expressive communication to get the material to all of the audience here. So thank you so much for that.
Aandal Thirumangaiazhwar Sharanam.
From old to Suparna for talking about Aandal's anubhavam of Kalyana Gunams.
Aandal doesn't list Kannan's qualities directly. She reveals them through specific pasanams. Here are key examples linking Kalyanagunams to particular pasanams. Saulabhyam, easy accessibility. Mayane manne vada madurai menane, tuya perinire mune durevane, ayar kulatinil tondu mani vilakkai, tayai kudal vilakkam seda damodarane, tuyo mai vandina, tu malartu vitorde, vainal pari, manattinal sindikka, poya periyum pugudaruvan nendranavum, teenil tu sam chappelo rambavai. Aandal is basically saying, hey, the most powerful magical superhero ever, Krishna, is also the easiest person to reach. Imagine if a huge world famous person lived next door and not only waved to you, but came over when you called, ate snacks with you, and you boss him around a little. That's Krishna here. He's the prince of Mathura, the mighty killer of Kamsa, but also just a cute kid in the cowherd village who lets his mom tie him up like Damodara. Even if you've made mistakes before, he's like, let's bring those mistakes in dust and fire. Teenil tusa. Yesha Narayana Sriman Ksheranave Niketanaha Naga Paryankam Utstrucha Agato Matra Parim. Likewise, the Kannan that was prayed to by Bhashyakara and the reggae singers is here with us in America and particularly in Atlanta. This is Saulabhyam. Next is Socialium, mixing freely with all. Yellelam kile inna monangidiya sellandra yermin nangai neer podarindren valle ungaduregal panne unvairidum valliram neengale naanidanayiduga valle nee podai nakkenne verude ellarum pondaro pondar pondi ennikul vallane kondrane maatrane maatrika vallane maayane paadelarum baavai. This is just a super funny sleepover scene where friends are teasing each other to wake up. A hidden inside is a big idea about Soshi. Here, Aandal is literally arguing, joking, and pulling her friends out of bed like, hey lazy bird, are you still sleeping? And the girl inside like, fine. Oh, fine, I'm coming. Total best friend drama. But the cool part, they're all getting ready to go sing about Krishna, the same Krishna who can defeat powerful enemies, but still happily hangs out with simple cowherd kids like them. Same way, the mighty Lord Krishna that killed Kamsa, showed Vishwarupam in Kurukshetra, is here in front of us with a ball of butter dancing. This is Soshi.
Thank you for outlining Socialium and Socialium. Now back to Periazhwar for the next set of Kalyana Gunams. Vatsalyam, Saundaryam, and go on.
The next gunam we're going to focus today is Vatsalyam, which means motherly love. Manikam katti, varimamidai katti, anipunnal seita vannasida tottil, peni unakke man vidatondane, manik kudalane talelo, vayam alandane talelo. In this pasuram, Periazhwar imagines himself as Mother Yashoda lovingly caring for baby Krishna. He decorates baby Krishna with sparkling jewelries and belts and places him in a golden cradle decorated colorfully. He offers him milk with a tender affection and puts him to sleep. This pasuram beautifully captures Vatsalya Guna, meaning parental love. Here Periazhwar experiences the joy of nurturing baby Krishna, and the Lord accepts all the love and care with great grace and playfulness.
Wow, that was very nice. Over to you for Vatsalyam, Saushilyam, Saundaryam, both Bhogyatvam, Vedana, and Daya, Suparna, but over to Thirumangaiazhwar.
Now I'll be focusing on Vatsalyam and Saundaryam. In the 9th Pasuram of the first Padigam, Thirumangaiazhwar asks for blessings. Kulam tarum selvam tandidum adiyar padutuyarainavellam. That's Krishna's grace pouring out. And then there is Taina Aina Seyyum. He does what even a mother would do. That is his Vatsalyam. But here's where Kaliyan flips it and says Krishna loves us more than even a mother loves their child. Aarav shows us how Krishna loves and cares for every Bhagavata in Taye Tande. Taye Tandayanum Tarame Kilai Makkalanum Noye Patulde Unne Kanbadora Sainal. These verses talk about Kannan's motherly compassion, Vatsalyam. Aarav is not just saying Kannan is powerful, he's saying Krishna is gentle like a mother. Now we move on to the 11th Padigam, and this is where Kaliyan goes all in on Krishna's Leelas. Padigam 11.1 and 11.2 are both about one single moment, Kannan lifting the Govardhanagiri. Kundramondeduthendi, Kundramedutha Male Taduthu, lifting the mountain. 2 entire Padigams dedicated to just this one act. Why? Because for Kaliyan, that moment never got old. Imagine a little boy stretching out one finger for 7 days and 7 nights and lifting an entire mountain over his head like an umbrella just to protect all living things in his village from the rain. That image lived rent-free in Aarv's heart. He couldn't just talk about it once. He needed 2 full Padigams. A little boy lifts a mountain just to protect his people from the rain. Protection born purely out of love. That is Vatsalyam expressed in action. Then comes the entire 8th Padigam from 8.1 to 8.10. This is where Kaliyan goes in almost 100 pasrams all at Tirukannapuram, another one of those 5 Krishna Kshetrams. He says things like, Kannapura Tammane Kandalgalo. Could it be that I saw the Lord of Kannapuram? Tantamarai Kannan, Krishna of the lotus eyes. Over and over and over again. This isn't just devotion anymore. This is obsession, the beautiful kind. The Saundaryam, where you can't just stop seeing him. And now from that tenderness, Aarav shifts to pure beauty in Kasayadi. Pandirikkummal viradal pavai panimalaral vandirikkum marvan neelameni manivannan. Neelameni manivannan, dark blue like a rain cloud, radiant like a sapphire, wearing yellow silk. That's Krishna's signature look, right? The Pitambara. Not only Kaliyan describes Krishna's Pitambara, but in Krishna Ni Begane, there's a line where he says, Kashi Pitambara Kaiyalli Kolalu. Kaliyan also says that Krishna has dark glowing skin. Aarav is just painting Krishna for us in words. He calls him Manivannan, a blue diamond. And honestly, that's such a perfect description of his Saundarya. Because a diamond is the most precious thing you could own, and Krishna is the most precious thing in all of existence. And that love only keeps growing. By Padigam 7, Kaliyan reaches Kannamangai, another one of those kshetrams. He says, Kannamangayil kandu kondene. I saw him at Kannamangai. The whole Padigam is Kaliyan at the sacred place, standing before Kannan and taking it all in. This is a man who has walked far, sung thousands and thousands of verses, and still, when he sees Krishna, it feels like the first time. Not for him, but for all of us too, right? Kaliyan வந்து அவரை ரசிச்சுன்னு இருக்கார் அவரோட சௌந்தரியத்தை. Then comes one of the most visually stunning moments of all of Periya Thirumazhi. In Padigam 9.2, Ponnivarme, where he says, Acho oruvar azhagiyava. Oh my, how beautiful is this person. This is where we see how Saundaryam meets Sharanagati. His beauty draws you in. His gaze says, I see you, you are mine.
That was just fantastic. not just the points that she brought out, also the way she sang. Be it Krishna ni Begine Baro, or the beginning, one final round of applause for just for that singing, it was very good. And also, she had very good points too. The first point for Vatsalyam that she had, and also about Saundaryam, where Saundaryam is Perumal showing himself or அவரோட அழகினால் அப்படியே மயக்கி அவ தாய் பாவத்தை கொண்டு வர திருமங்கையாழ்வார்ங்கிறத சொன்னது. The points were extraordinary, and also how Saundaryam in itself can lead to Sharanagati is also another form she explained, which was very, very good. So great point there. Over to Neela for Nammazhwar.
So for Bogitam, let's take a pasara. Unnam soru, parge neer, thinnum vetchidai, ellam kannan. For Nammazhwar, சாப்பிட சாப்பாடு, குடிக்கிற தண்ணி, and eating a betel leaf is all kannan. He saw kannan in everything. This explains Perumal's gunam of Bogyatam, delectable nature. Nammazhwar சாப்பிடவே சாப்பிடல, தண்ணி குடிக்கவே குடிக்கல. So why did Nammazhwar tell us this? Well, he wants us to follow his words. When we are eating Thirumangaiazhwar or pizza, pasta, eating popcorn, or even drinking Coke or Pepsi, think about kannan. These are just some small things we can do to remember and please kannan.
I've never heard this innovative take of the student, of the kids to say about Unnam Soru Paragam Neer with pizza and pop and everything. Very nice, Neela. That was very refreshing. That to write about the snack time, right? So it's very good. Over to the Aandal team for Suparna.
So I'm going to be doing daya, which means mercy or compassion. கரவைகள் பின் சென்று கானம் சேர்ந்துள்வோம் அறிவு ஒன்றுமில்லாத ஆய்குலத்து உன் தன்னை பிறவி பெருந்தன்னை புண்ணியம் யாமுடையோம் குறை ஒன்றுமில்லாத கோவிந்தா உன் தன்னோடு ஒருவேல் நமக்கு இங்கு ஒழிக்க ஒழியாது அறியாத பிள்ளைகளும் அன்பினால் உன் தன்னை சிறு பேர் அழைத்தனுவோம் சீரியருளாது இறைவா இதாராய் பரையலோரும் பாவாய். Aandal, with her group of friends, is saying, okay, we might not be the smartest, coolest, or most well-behaved, but please don't be mad at us. And that's where the amazing idea of daya shines through. Aandal openly admits, we're just simple cowherd kids. We don't know much. We might even call you by silly names. Imagine calling a powerful king something like, hey buddy, oops. But instead of getting angry, Krishna laughs it off and said, it's okay, you're fine. So this pasuram is basically a sweet, funny confession. We're a mess, but we're your mess. So please keep being endlessly kind to us. And Krishna, with his unlimited daya, is like, deal. Very much like the Azhwars, we here in the USA are also not able to visit temples or kshetrams at will, like many gifted folks in India. It is because of our Aiga singer's mercy and Nolakannan's cooperation we can pray to him so far. The next is Audaryam, or generosity. கூடாரை வெல்லும் சீர் கோவிந்தா உன் பெண்ணை பாடி பறை கொண்டு யாம் பெரும் சம்மானம் நாடு புகழும் பரிசினால் நன்றாக சூடகமே தோல்வலையே தோடே செவிப்பூவே பாடகமே என் பிரணய பல்கலனும் யாமறிவோம் ஆடை உடுப்போம் அதன் பெண்ணே பார்ஷோரே மூடனை பேது நுழங்கே வழிவார பூனியந்து குளிர்ந்து எல்லோரும் பாவாய். Aandal is basically in a joyful reward party announcement mood, and it shows the awesome generosity of Krishna called Audarya. They start listing everything: fancy jewelry, cool clothes, yummy food dripping with ghee. It's like Krishna's throwing the biggest, most delicious, most sparkly party ever. Moodanai pede murangai varivara. Aandal is already planning. We'll dress up, eat together, and just chill happily. And because when Krishna gives, it's not just stuff. It's joy, togetherness, and full-on happiness. So in this pasuram, Krishna says, why give a little when I can give everything? Wherever Dolakannan is there, There's abundance of happiness, great people, friends, and fun. Not only that, but there's also lots of tasty food around.
Over to Aarav for Periazhwar. Now, Paratvam, Rakshakatvam. Paratvam and Rakshakatvam. Go ahead.
The next pasuram will showcase Perumal's Bhakta Paradinatva Gunam.
Very nice.
Peimula unda peretai, kannam konnai magalin ullil, Eju ulagu valarum valam, Yennayan yenachal. This pasuram is about the story of the demon Bhutana, where baby Krishna drank the poison milk given to the demon. Instead of getting harmed or getting hurt, he destroyed the demon from within without effort. Periazhwar praises Krishna as the one who protects and cares for all the beings in the seven worlds. This pasuram clearly showcases Bhakta Paradinatva Gunam, where Krishna lets the devotees take care of him and do things for him because he loves them. Even though Krishna is the greatest, Periazhwar wants him to say, "You are mine," showing that Lord listens to the love of his devotees.
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Nice to hear from you that how Bhakta Paradinatvam, Perumal's Paratvam doesn't make any sense if he doesn't listen to his devotees, and Bhakta Paradinatvam is a key aspect of it. Good job.
Mama,
Now,
this one more, Paratvam irukonu. Aarav, fourth one.
We have one more card, I think. Go ahead.
There's one more.
Thank you.
The last Periazhwar Tirumuri I have taken for this afternoon will feature Perumal's supreme independency of the Paratva Gunam. This means the Lord needs nothing and he is eternal. He cannot be defeated. He can do anything. The Gunam is the foundation of all his other divine qualities. To explain this, I have taken the Pasuram. Maya Chagaram udaitha marudidai poi, Manubalavinai tirtha magindai, Ayar kudikul amardai arangama nagarul, Adi amarar perumane. This is the story of the Sakatasura, the giant card demon sent by Kansa to kill infant Krishna in Gokul by disguising himself as a heavy cart, Sakata. While Yashoda was celebrating Krishna's 6-month birthday ceremony, she let the crying baby up under the cart, in which Sakatasura possessed. Krishna kicked the cart effortlessly, shattering it and killing the demon instantly. Periazhwar said that even while doing amazing things, Krishna is happy, playful, kind to everyone, and protect those who love them. Thank you.
That was really the way you recited those passages. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to pass the mic over to Thirumangaiazhwar for us to be taken away with songs, pramanams, and excellent rendition here. Come on, Swetha.
And once Aarav has the image of Krishna, in his heart, he can't help but go find him. And that's exactly what happens in Viruparavirvum at Thiruvallikeni. Thirumangaiazhwar says, Thiruvallikeni kandene. I saw him at Thiruvallikeni. In every single one of those 10 pasurams in this Padigam, Kaliyan says the same words. He's standing before Sri Parthasarathi, Krishna as the charioteer of Arjuna, and everything comes flooding back at once. He remembers Putana, the demoness, then Govardhana, then Gajendra, the elephant king, who Krishna saved, and finally he remembers Narasimha tearing through a pillar to protect Prahalada. All of it, every single Leela, flooding back just from one look at him standing there at Thiruvallikeni. That is the power of Kannan. One look at him and thousands of stories come alive. This explains his paratvam in every Leela and avathara. And that just a few decades later in Anganyalamanja, Aarav shows us why. நல்லை நெஞ்சே நாம் தொழுதும் நம்முடை நம்பெருமான் அல்லி மாதர் புல்கள் என்ற ஆயிரந்தோலனிடம் நெல்லி மல்கி கல்லுடைப்ப புள்ளிலையார்த்து அதர்வாய் சில்லு சில் என்றுள்ளராத சிங்கவேல் குன்றமே. Now technically this verse is about Narasimha, the lion man, but think about it. Whether he's a lion or a charioteer or a butter-stealing child, it is always Krishna inside. That protective, lightning-fast response when someone's in danger, that's Kannan's personality in every single avathara. This shows Rakshakatva, his quality of protecting instantly in every form, in every moment. From Tiruvalikeni, Kaliyan moves forward in the fourth Padigam and gets even more direct. Kavalayane Kombasitta Kannan ennum Kamarasi. Krishna, who broke the tusk of the fearsome elephant Kuvalaya Pitam, Kannan of beautiful glory showing pure Saundaryam, but also shows his Rakshakatvam and his bravery. No confusion here, no metaphor, just pure direct love. And finally, we come to Thirunadandandagam, another one of Thirumangaiazhwar's works. In the first pasuram, Minnuruvai. Minnuruvai munnuruvil Vedam nangai vilakodiyai. That's how Aarav opens Thirunadandandagam, with the image of lightning splitting the sky. Sudden, dark, and brilliant, impossible to ignore. He strikes, he flashes, he lights up everything at once. And once you've seen his light, you can never go back to the dark. And it's not just Kaliyan himself who recognized this. Swami Desigan, one of our greatest Acharyas, looked at everything Thirumangaiazhwar composed and said. Every single pasra, the Periazhwar with his 1044 verses, and the Thirunadandandagam, the Thirukurandandagam, the Siriya Madal, the Periya Madal, all of it flowing from one man, one heart, one devotion. Arivatharum Periya Thirumozhi Tapamalayiratodenbat Nalapatum Kuriyadore Tandagam Nalaindum Maraindum Kulanadandandagam Ezhakoottirakai Ondrum Siriya Madal Paata 38 சீர் பெரிய மடல் தன்னில் பாட்டழுபத்திட்டும் இறையவனே கார்த்திகையில் கார்த்திகை நாள் எழில் குறையல் வரு கலியா இறங்கு நீயே இறையவனே கார்த்திகையில் கார்த்திகை நாள் எழில் குறையல் வரு கலியா இறங்கு நீயே. At the very end of Prabhadasaram, Swami Desigan calls him Kaliya, the poet of Kurayal, and he says, Iranganiye, pour out your grace, because that is what Thirumangaiazhwar's entire body of work is. It's not a collection of poems. It's one man pouring out his heart, pasuram after pasuram, to his Kannan, and Kannan received every single one.
I'm sure everybody, including myself, felt that you could sing for a little longer. It was so nice. It was not just the music also. You must notice the point she brought out where Kuvalaya Pitam was killed by Kannan. It was not just a show of Paratvam, but he also showed his Saundarya. That is the class of our dolai Kannan where he matches grace and power in equal amounts just to take over the person, and that is a big show of Paratvam that you had. So big round of applause once again. This was a fantastic session. Over to Nammazhwar right now. Please take us away.
Now let's enjoy another pasaram. Odum pulliri sudum tantulai nida nindrave adum ammane. This morning we all saw and very much enjoyed the Garuda Seve. Today our Kannan came majestically on Garuda. In this pasaram, Aarav enjoys this anubhavam with Kannan. This shows Perumal's paratvam, or supremacy. what Gajendra called, not Kuvalayapidam, the good Gajendra, called Adimulame. Who came? Brahma, Shiva, Indra. They are all Jivatmas, just like us. Sriman Narayana is the only Paramatma because he came up on top of Garuda the same way we saw this morning and rescued Gajendra. Now let's enjoy one more pasaram. Vaigalam venne, kaigalandundan, poigalavada, yenne kalandane. In this pasaram, Nammazhwar enjoys our dolai kannan. Kannan steals butter and keeps it in his hands and also roams around. Our Kannan too has butter in his hands and roams all around America. Like our Rajaji Mama says, Kannan roams from Florida to Seattle, San Diego to Maine, and steals Bhagavata's hearts. These were the amazing anubhavams our Swami Nammazhwar had with their Supreme Lord, our Kannan. Thank you for the opportunity.
She had a lot of Shastriya Sangeetam and this had a touch of folklore. So the best mix of Shastra meanings and also music. So very, very nice. Thank you so much. And also don't forget the points. These were very, very deep-seated points. For these little kids, this is a lot.
Yes.
I think we really learned a lot. Good round of applause for Neela. Thank you so much, Neela. Now let's see what Suparna has to say from Aandal perspective.
Now, the next one I'm going to be talking about is Rakshakatva, or protector. Mari Malay Muranjal Manni Kirandurangum Siriya Singam Arivotru Tivite Veri Mayir Ponga Yapparum Pendudari Murin Mende Rangi Purapate Podarama Poleni Puvai Puvanna Munkoil Nindre Ingane Pondarali Kopudaya Siriya Singasanatirande Yam Mandakariam Aarav Aruleloramavai. Aandal's calling out, "Hey Krishna, time to go full superhero mode." And it beautifully shows his Rakshakatva. The scene is epic. Imagine a mighty lion waking up in a rainy mountain cave, shaking its mane, roaring loudly, and stepping out like, "Who needs help? I'm here." That's exactly how they describe Krishna. Not sleeping, not slow, but powerful, alert, and ready to protect everyone. Siriya Singam Arivutru Tivirite. Aandal basically saying, "Krishna, come out of your temple like that lion. Sit on your royal throne and take care of us." But here's the fun part. Even though he's as fierce as a lion to his enemies, for his people he's like, "Don't worry, I've got this." Whether it's monsters, problems, or even their own worries, Krishna jumps in like the ultimate protector. No delay, no excuses. Likewise, this dolai kannan that came out from the Hobilamur Tanga Mandapam, roaring and thundering to protect us here in the USA.
Thank you for that. That was very nice how Dolai Krishnan came thundering and roaring out of Ahobilam Tanga Mandapam. So again,
She still has
no, hold on. There is a summary round going on. After having seen these two kids sing and explain the summary and hear from Suparna and Aarav, I just want to give them a few more minutes to say, do you want to summarize, but promise me you'll sing a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started today with a question. Can you love someone so deeply that you just see them everywhere? Thirumangaiazhwar spent a lifetime answering that. And his answer was not a philosophy, it was not a lecture, but it was a life lived so fully in Kannan's presence that every temple became Vrindavan, every home became Gokulam, and every heartbeat became a Pasuram. He saw Krishna and radiant beauty in his Saundaryam, in a child's laughter as Saushilyam, in a mother's love as Vatsalyam, in every avataram, Paratvam, rushing to protect, Rakshakatvam, findable in every temple and every home, Saulabhyam. And above all, he saw Krishna looking back at him. Yennayum Noki, that gaze says, "I see you, I'm here." He says, "Kannan yen kannanaye," Kannan, my very own Kannan, not the great Lord, not the Supreme Being, of course, just my Kannan. That one word, my, says everything about how Kalyan is related to Krishna, personally, like Krishna belonged to him and him only. This is what Kalyan is telling us. He's saying, our Krishna And Krishna doesn't wait for you to find him, he finds you. He comes on Sancharam, he walks through your door, he sits in your home, so the next time second. Because in that moment, you're not hosting Perumal, you're feeling exactly what Kalyan felt 1,000 years ago. Even when Krishna's name is not spoken, his beauty is there, his saundaryam is there, his leelas are there, his compassion is there, his presence fills every emotion, every image, and every word. And the answer to our question, when you love Krishna that deeply, you don't just see him everywhere. Everywhere becomes him. So I leave you not with an answer, but with an invitation. Open your door. Krishna is already on his way for you to enjoy his Vadaram Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Nayanam Maduram, Hasitam Maduram, Hridayam Maduram, Gamanam Maduram, Maduradipate Rakilam Maduram, 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 Akilam Maduram, Maduradipate Rakilam Maduram, Akilam Maduram, Akilam Maduram.
That was very, very nice. Not only was the Kalyana Gudams and material Maduram, the songs was also Maduram. And obviously I think the Kalyana Gudam that she's trying to allude here is, yeah, that's right. The song is Maduram, singer is also Maduram, and the Kalyana Gudam is also Maduram. Thank you very much. One big round of applause for them. And Neela, if you want to summarize, it would be from all of the pastimes that you had mentioned before, but then we're going to go extemporaneous, so let's see. Thank you very much.
So like I said, those two babies, they're really important. Kannan and Nammazhwar. Like, both of them are just meant for each other. He just sat under a tamarind tree and Kannan was like, oh wow, that little boy, he's only 16 years old. He's under a tamarind tree. I sent him down there. Let's take him back. So he takes him and they all merge together. And it's like they were meant for each other, like a lover. So let's think about this one more time. Nammazhwar is not just, like, Nammazhwar didn't just have an anubhavam with Kannan. He had like a heartbeat. He had a whole life with Kannan. So just like that, we have to be like Nammazhwar as well. We have to think about Kannan. We have to also praise Kannan. So just like that, let's also praise Kannan with our Nama Sankirtanams, and let's have a good anubhavam with Kannan. Yeah.
This performance is very, very important because she came up with this summary on the spot. This was right out of her head. So this carries the most value. No preparation, no practice, no nothing. So good job, Neela. So, over to you, Suparna. You have a...
Now, before I start summarizing, I'd like to extend to part 2 for my last one. Now I'm going to do Satya Sankalpam, or Unfailing Will. அன்றி உலகம் அனந்தாய் அடி போற்றி சென்றங்கு தென்னிலங்கை சென்றாய் திரள் போற்றி பொன்றச் சகலம் உடைத்தாய் புகழ் போற்றி கன்று குடிலாய் எறிந்தாய் கழல் போற்றி குன்று குறையாய் எதிர்த்தாய் குணம் போற்றி வென்று பாகை கெடுக்கும் என் கையில் வேல் போற்றி என்றென்றும் சேவகமே ஏற்றிப்பறை கொள்வான் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இறங்கியலோரும் நாவாய். Aandal's super excited, listing all his awesome feats, measuring the whole world, Trivikrama, defeating enemies, killing Ravana, king the cart, Shakarasuran, tossing demons, Denakasura, and lifting a mountain like it's no big deal. Govardhanagiri. It's basically like a Krishna never fails montage. And the point is, whenever Krishna tries to do something, it is done. No, maybe, no, I'll try. Aandal's like, we know your track record. You never failed before, so obviously you don't fail us now. This boss room is basically treating like an American insurance commercial. Krishna's will equal to guaranteed success. Whatever he promises happens. No delays, no cancellations. This is Satya Sankalpa. Now we'll start summarizing. All the Kalyana Gunam's qualities and wants us to understand. But sometimes it's difficult to follow and even complicated. The Azhwars and Acharyas made these so simple and easy through their pasurans, so everyone can enjoy. This being Acharya Days, really appropriate to celebrate and thank them. And this being Villivalam Aishinger's 100th birth year, it becomes even more appropriate to celebrate and thank them. Thank you.
I was a bit nervous before I started putting this together, especially after the fabulous roaring show yesterday. But guess what? These kids did a way more amazing job. They sang very well. They took it up several notches. So thank you so much. One round of big applause for all the four of them. Thank you. Very nice. Now I'm going to call upon our own Ravi Narasimhan Swami before it's done to talk about why Aruli Chales are given such a high place in our Sampradayam. There is Vedam, there is Aruli Chales, Ubhaya Vedantam is our Sampradayam. And what is the importance of Aruli Chales? I'd like Ravi Narasimhan Swami to say a few words here.
ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருந்தது. நம்ம கண்ணன் 4 வயசு ஆழ்வார்களில் சுவாமி நம்மாழ்வாரும் குழந்தை மணின்னே பேர் அவருக்கு. சித்தர்கள்லாம் அவர் குழந்தை மணின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஆண்டாவுக்கு 4-5 வயசு. பசங்களும் அந்த வயசுலேருந்து இன்னைக்கு அருளிச்செயல்லேருந்து கல்யாண குணங்கள், அதுவும் பரதத்துவம், சௌந்தரியம் எல்லாத்தையும் ரொம்ப அழகாக சொல்லுங்க. அதுங்களோட பாஷையில் எப்படி ஆழ்வார்கள் தங்களோட பாஷையில் சொன்னால் அது மாதிரி ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருந்தது. அருளிச்செயலுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய ஏற்றம் வேறு எதுக்கும் இல்லை. ஏன்னா வேதம் எல்லாருக்கும் வராது, ஆனால் அருளிச்செயல் எல்லாருக்கும் வருது. இப்போ சுவாமின்னு கேட்கும்போது சொல்லுங்க ஒரு விஷயம். திருவாய்மொழியில் 3ஆம் 5ஆம் பாசனத்தில் தீர்ந்த அடியவர் தம்மை திருத்தி பணி கொள்ளவல்ல ஆழ்ந்த புகழ் அச்சுதனை அமரர் பெருமானேன்னு சுவாமி நம்மாழ்வார் சாதிக்கிறார். இவன் தான் பரந்தெய்வம். இவனை தவிர்த்து நம்மளுக்கு வேற கதியே கிடையாது. நம்ம மனசில் ஒரு தீர்மானம் ஏற்பட்டு அவங்ககிட்ட நம்ம அடிமை புகுந்தோம்னா அப்போ அவன் நம்மளை காப்பாற்ற வரான். கொஞ்சம் அவனே மாமேவத்தே பிரபத்தந்தே மாயாமேதாம் தரந்திதே மாயாமேஷாம் தரந்திதேன்ட்டு இல்லை சொல்கிறான் கீதையிலும். நீ என்னை சரணஞ்சா அவன் இந்த சம்சாரத்துலேருந்து காப்பாற்றுறான் அப்படின்றான். அதாவது கஷ்டப்பட்டு நீ 70 மார்க் 75 மார்க் எடு, நான் உனக்கு போனஸ் மார்க் போட்டு உன்னை எடுத்துக்கிறேன் அப்படின்றான். ஆனால் அருளிச்செயலும் ஆழ்வார்களும் அப்படி கிடையாது. பயனன்றாகிலும் வாங்கல்லராகிலும் செயல் நன்றாக திருத்திக் கொள்வார். பயனன்றாகிலும் யூஸ்லெஸ், வாங்கல்லராகிலும் ஹோப்லெஸ். யூஸ்லெஸ்னால் எக்ஸாம் அட்டன் பண்ணிட்டு 0 மார்க் வந்துடுவான். ஹோப்லெஸ்னால் எக்ஸாமே போகாதவன். அப்படி இருந்தாலும் ஆழ்வார் சேர்த்து வச்சு காப்பாற்றுறான். அந்த அருளிச்செயலில் பற்றி இவ்வளோ தூரம் பசங்க ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி பண்ணது ரொம்ப விசேஷமாக இருந்தது, ரொம்ப அனுபவமாக இருந்தது. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார்